Ready, set, go. All right, so this video right now is actually going to be focused on the assignment of the artist statement. And the artist statement isn't something to really kind of sweat about and get really worked up about. It really only needs to be something very short for the assignments that we're doing. So for each of the modules that we're doing, each one of them has an artist statement as part of what is graded in the rubric. So in most of the cases, you can do this in 3 or 4 sentences. Sometimes you may want to expand on it. Sometimes it'll be pretty brief because it's a little bit more technical. But let's get to it. It's sort of a way, if you've ever been to a gallery and looked around or been to a showing of somebody's collection of work, sometimes an artist statement is just for the collection to say, hey, all of these are inspired by the color blue or by soup cans or by pop art or something specific. Other times it's really trying to tell a story or convey something. Anytime you're doing art, you're looking for, or even I think coding, you're looking for a way to communicate stuff. So that is what this is meant to do. It's meant to help the viewer that's viewing your art understand what they're viewing. So think of it as kind of the way it's being presented or framed. Now, um, if you're kind of struggling with that idea, try answering these questions to start off with. What is your overall vision? Like, do you have a something in mind that you think this really should look like or be, or what were you striving for? Or what did you feel like you accomplished that one? What was the inspiration for the piece of artwork you did? Is there a place you visited, or was there a type of style of art, or a something inspired you like a sunset or a beach or a puppy or whatever it is? Think of what that inspiration is and try to tie it in. And sometimes it may sound a little bit corny, but try to speak all of this like as earnestly as possible, and it'll come out much better. And how does your artwork tell a story, or how does it fit into maybe other works you've done, or collections, or things that you've done over time? Your process, your techniques. How does this particular artwork fit into those? Once you answer those kinds of questions, I think this becomes much easier. And it's not always, I think sometimes high school students and middle school students often, or even adults, find this difficult or they find it a challenge, but it really shouldn't be. Optionally, you could also add in there, like, who were you influenced by? Is this work influenced by a specific artist or by some other media or art or something that is out there? Is there that technique, like I was just saying, that is very specific that you're trying to work through and get through? I saw wonderful artwork this past summer where somebody had built everything with tea bags, used tea bags that were different colors. And it was really interesting kind of piece of artwork because it was this very unusual technique of kind of using this recycled material. Um, and those pieces also tied into the last one. It had an emotional tone. They had a certain color to them, and because they were used tea bags, everything was kind of like a brownish or a reddish or a fruity tea, or there were even ones that were kind of yellowishy. So it had a very certain emotion to the artwork that the artist had created. So as you build up your art, think about how your artwork is being expressed, and it really shouldn't be terribly long. Only just a few sentences is all you need. And when you add that to your work, and you can put it even in the comments if you want to kind of tie it in with your code, you could do it that way too. But when you post it in the discussion groups with the part of the assignment, or when you're submitting the final link and work to me, then I want you to make sure you have those few sentences in there that do it. And just kind of frame your work. Say, what we can go back and take a quick peek. What's your vision? What was the inspiration? If you're doing the landscaping one, which is the first assignment, what location or place did you have in mind? Was there a time of day? Is there a feeling of the colors you chose or how you position things? Does it, kind of tell a story of a place or a time or a feeling? And I think all of those things, sometimes we may all, or high schoolers will kind of make joke of those, but really it's just a few sentences, and it's not a terrible hard thing, but it will drastically change how the viewer views your work. Hope that helped. All right, so jump right into the next section, and think about how you might think about or express your ideas.